prosecutor.
He's warm?
No, he makes me feel warmer.
What? With fire! He uses fire on you. You should not take any gasoline from this man. Could be bad.
No, I didn't mean it like that.
I don't understand.
Oh, if I could just get everyone at the table, I honestly don't think this will take too long. Yeah, everyone?
Yeah,
sure.
let's do it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yep. Whatever.
Hey, buddy, yo, we're gonna get started.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, this is kind of crazy case of guys stealing cats.
Allegedly.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, who's ever heard of something like that? Guys stealing cats, it's pretty freaky.
It's fairly undocumented in the things I've read. Boy, I do not feel good.
Do you need to go to the bathroom or something?
No, I just have some anxiety issues that this week have been. Boy, I'm gonna sit down.
Hey, remember that show in the 80s? Alf, he was an alien and he ate cats? Where was Alf from anyway before he came to Earth?
Melmac, something like that?
Yeah, oh man, what a trippy show. Remember that?
No, not really.
What do you mean? No, not really. It's Alf.
I don't remember the show. What's it to you?
Why you gotta yell like that? I'm just asking a question.
Okay. Sorry, everyone. I just feel like we really should get started. I mean, no one wants to be here all day, right?
I guess.
So, we can do this a couple of ways. We can talk if you want, and I'm totally for talking. Or we can take a vote. Right at the tip top of it.
Okay, well, you know, it might be good just to take a vote to see where we all stand.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hey, we're really not supposed to have cell phones in here.
Oh no.
No. Why don't you just put it away then?
Why don't you just shut your face?
Well, maybe I should call in the guard.
Fine. Jeez, didn't realize my dad was here.
Right, we're getting a little off track here, so why don't we take a vote, shall we?
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All those voting guilty? Okay. All right, and all those voting not guilty.
What are you doing?
Okay, there is no need to resort to violence.
Where does he get off? I got a life, mister. Do you hear me? You're not better than me.
I never said I was.
What?
Okay, hey,
Yeah, there's no need for that. Come on.
look, I really think we can all talk about this civilly. You think he's innocent?
No, I'm just not sure. A man's life is at stake.
Oh, you're serious? Oh, well, no, not a man's life. A man's 3 to 6 months is at stake.
3 months is like a lifetime.
I guess, but
How can you not be sure? We see so many things. We see the video. We see the witness. He is guilty. Oh, we put him in cage, yes?
what?
I don't think we're putting him in a cage. Are we? I don't know. I just think these are things we should discuss.
No, you're not in the cage.
Okay.
We do not need to discuss that.
Wait, I thought cage was like code for prison.
No, I think you're thinking of Clink or the Slammer.
Oh, that's a good one.
No, I'm not. Clink isn't even a word.
Oh, Clink isn't a word.
Look, guys, we're getting off track, okay? The point is not putting the defendant in a literal cage.
Which I still say 50-50.
No, not 50-50. 100% not going in a cage. He'd be going to prison.
Okay. 70-30.
Look, the point is, he believes he's not guilty.
I didn't say that. I simply raised my hand.
Yes, but you were the only one to raise your hand for not guilty, which is actually what I meant. So, I guess we should talk about that.
Yeah, why did you do that? Because I don't know about you guys, but I gotta get out of here.
Yeah, us too. What's your problem? You know how cranky I get when I don't eat regularly.
It's true. He's an animal. Every day this week. The temper.
I've got some crazy blood sugar issues. Nothing serious, but it does weigh on me.
Well, I'm sorry to keep you all here, but I take this very seriously.
A man could be sent to prison for up to 6 months. That's a long stretch of time. Some people say he'll be put in a 4x4 cage.
No one is saying that.
Some say he'll go to prison. I'm not here to debate that.
No one is.
The point is, I think we owe it to Mr. Pleats to review the evidence at hand. I think we owe it to him to review the facts. And I think we owe it to Mr. Pleats for justice.
Cage!
Okay, well, I'm not sure that last sentence made a lot of sense, but I think he has a good point. Review the evidence would be a complete waste of time.
Can we, like, not?
Right. Well, perhaps we should go around in order of our numbers and give our reasons for why we think he's guilty. That may be a good way to start a discussion.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Is anybody else cold?
That's what I said. I said this already. So no one listens.
That's not true. I listened. I responded last time.
Well, then why don't you turn off the stupid air conditioner?
Fine. Can we just turn off the air conditioning?
Do we really need to turn off the air? I'm feeling this is a pretty good temp and all.
Ah!
Hey, if I'm the only one, then I'll do with air. Do without air. But there's got to be someone who agrees with me. Huh? Anyone on board the air conditioner?
Oh, I will be on the boat.
No!
Oh, he doesn't understand what you're saying. He's been talking gibberish all day.
Maybe we should compromise. That way we all win.
But I never want it on.
And I never want it off. Them's the breaks, Chief.
Just
on,
look up,
you
Lex.
Come on. Okay, look, I think the foreman is right. We'll compromise. We will leave it on for 10 minutes, then we'll turn it back off for 10 minutes. Okay? Who wants to be the timer? How about you? You've been on your phone this entire time anyway.
No, I'm texting.
But you have the tab at the top of your screen there, right?
Yeah, but I never look at it.
Well, can you just keep track of it for us?
No!
Okay, thank you.
See? Creepy guy wants to do it anyway.
Can we please resist the temptation to call people names? We may be here for a little while, so let's be simple if we can.
Whatever.
Okay, so now the air conditioning dilemma has been resolved. Can we please get back to
Right, let's jump back into it, shall we? Okay, let's go around and give our reasons for why we think he's guilty. Let's start with you.
Okay. I'm not great at public speaking, but I could give it a try. So the prosecution made a lot of good points. He made the points. Sorry, I'm rambling, aren't I? Stop it! You're being an idiot right now! Stop! Look, we all saw the video. I'm sorry, I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, I hardly think that's a good enough reason to
Yeah,
put.
okay. That wasn't a very compelling argument, but if you're done, I'm just going to go ahead and review the evidence. Great! So, here's what we know. Mr. Pleats is accused of stealing half a dozen cats, and...
Oh, yes, the cats. Ruff.
I think you're thinking of dogs.
What? No, I know dogs. Dogs go. Ah! My head! I know dogs. And I know cats.
Well, we have seen pictures of these cats and seen a video that shows in broad daylight the abduction of these cats by Mr. Pleats. We have heard from several eyewitnesses, one being a police officer, and on top of all that, Mr. Pleats himself pleaded guilty while on the witness stand. So, our jobs here are pretty simple. All evidence, including his own confession, points to Mr. Pleats doing it. And I'm not sure that he has a defense of any kind that I'm aware of.
I don't know. It doesn't fit.
What?
Are you serious?
Come on, guys, stop. What do you mean it doesn't fit?
Yeah, what are you saying?
Yeah, come on. He said he was at the movies, and clearly he wasn't. I mean, we all saw the tape. It was time court recorded.
So, because we saw a video of Mr. Pleats in one place, it clearly means he must have been there.
Yeah.
Well, I saw a video of an island. A theme park island where dinosaurs coexist with human beings.
Oh boy.
Really? They have that?
No, he's trying to prove a point.
I'm not proving a point. I've seen a video where dinosaurs exist. Therefore they must, according to you.
Clearly, there is a difference between a Hollywood blockbuster and the video we saw in court.
I guess you're right. Which is how this picture is impossible.
Give it here.
Oh,
Sam,
oh,
come on.
he's a big lizard.
Guys,
Hey,
give
bring it
it.
here.
Excuse me?
What? This is a picture of you at Universal Studios on the Jurassic Park ride. Do you see the frame around it? It's one of those gimmicky... We're not discussing this. No one is denying the validity of the video we saw in court, right?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's real, but maybe we should see it again.
What? You're buying this?
No, not necessarily, but maybe it's worth another look just to prove it's real. Couldn't hurt, right?
Yes, let's look at it again. A man's life is on the line.
Would you stop saying that? Look, a man's life is not on the line. The death penalty is completely out of the question.
3 months could feel like a lifetime.
I know. You've already made that point. Okay, fine. Should we just ask to see the video again?
Sure, whatever. Okay,
All right,
Yeah.
fine. Cool. So we'd like to see Exhibit C again, please. Thank you. All right. The tape is on its way. Is there anything else you would like to see?
No, but I want to discuss the witness testimony.
Okay.
Specifically the police officer.
Okay, what about it?
Well, let's go over it.
I mean, God's names is this, huh? What are you trying to pull, mister, huh? What's got you so cozy for this guy, huh?
I'm not cozy with him. I just think we should talk about the witness testimony.
Okay, all right. It's fine. Go on.
The police officer arrived at Mr. Pleat's house at around 2:45, about 40 minutes after the alleged abduction of the cats. He knocked on the door 2 times and then, citing reasonable suspicion, entered the house, where he claims he saw Mr. Pleats throwing the stolen cats over the fence in his backyard.
That's right.
And the cats were never retrieved, correct?
No, but they probably ran away and were collected by a shelter.
Right. There are a number of explanations, that being one of them, or the Mr. Pleats wasn't throwing cats at all.
Excuse me. What?
What was he throwing?
I don't know. Stuffed animals?
You think he threw stuffed animals? Wouldn't the police officer have noticed the cats weren't real?
I mean, you'd have to be talking about pretty realistic looking cats. Like an exact...
What? Oh my God!
What is that?
Oh, the cat rubbed off.
Word.
What is this? What do you think you are?
Is that a real cat?
It was.
This is a taxidermy cat. Why do you even have that?
Wait, hold on. Wait. The cat has been taxed. You tax cats.
No. Taxidermy.
Huh?
Taxidermy. Like stuffed and preserved.
Oh, you mean like cat is jam? Ah.
No. Why are you carrying around a taxidermy cat?
You said there was no way the cat Officer Jensen saw Mr. Pleats throw could be anything but a real cat. I just showed you how realistic stuffed cats can look.
Where do you even get a taxidermy cat?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's a little messed up.
I got mine off the internet.
Oh, makes
They're
sense.
quite easy to come by.
Yeah, but why? That's really weird.
I pulled out a taxidermied cat, and for a moment, you all thought it was real. When the officer saw the defendant throwing cats over the fence, he only saw it for a second. All I'm saying is that it's possible.
What are you doing? Do you know this guy or something? Why are you trying so hard to prove that he's innocent.
I just think it's worth exploring. I have some doubts.
So, you think it's possible he was throwing taxidermied cats over the fence? That's your logical explanation?
It's just as logical as throwing alive cats. This is an extraordinarily bizarre case. I think there are a lot of possibilities.
This is dumb. No? I mean, this guy, his head. No work. No?
No, I don't think it does.
Are you saying it's impossible?
No! What I'm saying is I think you're wasting all of our time. I think you have some fantasy of becoming a lawyer or savior or something, and I honestly think we should take a vote without you.
What? You can't do that.
You've had time to try and convince us of your ridiculous argument, but I'm getting tired of this. So I say let's vote without you. If the votes are still unanimously guilty, you should stand down. However, if even one person votes not guilty, then you can keep arguing.
Fine by me.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Like,
I think
like-
that's good.
Fine. Vote if that's how you all feel. Fine. I think you're making a big mistake, but fine. Vote without me.
All right, if everyone is in agreement, let's get to it, shall we? Perhaps a secret ballot would be best.
Sounds good to me.
Alright.
Are you kidding me? Okay. All right. Guilty, 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 guilty. That's half a dozen guilties, that is.
Just keep going.
Right. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Not guilty, guilty.
Come on, really?
Yes, in your face. Who's all alone now?
You, more or less.
Ah! Who did this? Ah! I want to know! Who? Fine! Not guilty! Yes, I want to know!
Do you feel time just stop or something?
What?
Nothing.
We agreed this would be an anonymous vote.
Yeah, he's right. We really shouldn't force anyone to.
Huh? Be mad, huh? Show a little fuzz in your fist.
Buzz on your fist. Wait, is that something people say?
What did you do, you commie Hollywood punk? This should have never lead off the blacklist. That's what I say.
Wow, that's way too big.
Totally insane.
I want to know! Who voted not guilty? Who? Aha!
What's with the finger?
Yeah, who on earth do you think you are? My wife wouldn't vote like that.
And who put you in charge of how I vote?
Look. This
There's nothing to discuss. She didn't vote not guilty. I did.
What?
Why?
Yeah, you hardly said anything this entire time, and all of a sudden you're Johnny has an opinion.
Oh, I've read that book. It's good.
That's not a book.
Oh, then what am I thinking of?
Not sure.
Oh.
I believe in this man. Sure. His forehead could be a little more sloped. Foreheads should be sloped. But he's right. This isn't about
Buddy, do you have to eat in here?
this is my food.
I know, but it's disgusting.
It's the only thing keeping me alive. That and the liquids!
Okay, just sir, hello, sir, excuse me. Hi. If we take the time to try and convince you of his guilt, would you be willing to change your vote?
Of course. For what would this world be without the power of persuasion? If it weren't for persuasion, I would never have a single reading companion for reading nights at the library. But I do. Every Sunday. Because I make them.
Well, I hope you're happy. You convinced the French fry eating library creep over there. You can keep playing your game.
This is not a game. A man's life is at stake.
Would you stop saying that? A man's life is not at stake.
3 months is like a lifetime.
Oh, right, the video. Can someone help me out with this?
So, what are you thinking? Thinking that that's the closing makes any sense to you?
Oh, no way. I'm still thinking about the prosecutor's closing arguments.
Oh yeah, you were pretty convincing, huh?
Pretty convincing? Try very convincing.
Yeah. Maybe I can be a more you know, it's pretty cool when he like pulls the power and stuff like that. And he's like, what? No way, what's going on? And this whole thing is just so boring so far. Right? That is so right. Look at the facts. I'm paying attention. Pick on me, teacher. I hate those guys. That's right. Elitist party folks like to dress up their fancy words at first.
But even so, didn't you think the prosecutor made a very compelling closing argument? I mean, that prosecutor speaks and you feel like he's your best friend. And you feel important and loved. And I just don't understand how someone could not see that. He's just the best, you know?
I mean, I don't really understand what you're saying, but...
But basically we're on the same page.
Well, I mean, not in a literal sense, but...
Alright, but
I mean, I agree with you.
totally. That's what we're all about.
Ah, all right. We already watched this thing again?
Yeah.
Unfortunately. it's
Uh-huh.
Take the box. Hello and welcome to Lucas Family Yard Sale Extravaganza.
Ugh, this is the worst movie. I mean, all they do is blah. It's awful.
The point of this is not to be entertained. This is evidence, not a movie.
Yes, movie. Movie has no tigers. How can movie be good with no tigers?
This is important.
Ugh, I need smoke. Is it okay if I smoke?
No.
Okay, but what if I blow smoke out the side of the mouth? Like, see? Go that way.
No, that's not any better.
But I blow smoke out the side of the mouth, like, you see? It goes that way, it's fine.
No! All right, here it comes, right there.
And the final item for sale is the litter of Miss Abigail Mumsey. Look at all the cutesy baby kittens.
Does anyone else think it's weird to give his cat a first and a last name?
You
Yeah, a
bet.
little bit.
It's only weird if they walk on two legs. That's how you know. That's how.
Oh, it's our first customer. It's Harold from down the block.
It's Donald Pleats. I tell you this every time. Donald Pleats.
Oh, sorry about that. Well, anything in particular you're looking for?
Maybe that chair in the way back there.
Chair, honey, do we have a chair back there?
No, we don't. Not back here. Or is Harold taking Mumsy's kittens?
Harold, those cats are for sale. Harold, get back here with my kittens.
My name is Donald Pleats. I told you Donald Pleats.
Harold!
He's running to his car. Oh my gosh, he's stealing the cats.
Well,
What?
you're the only one who has a problem with this?
As you'll recall, I'm not the only one that has a problem with sending a potentially innocent man to jail.
Hello.
And I may not have a problem with this evidence just because I've had doubts about other elements of the prosecution's case.
All right, so are we all in agreement? This is definitive evidence of Mr. Pleats' guilt.
Not quite.
Oh, come on.
You just said you didn't have a problem with the video.
No, I said I may not have a problem with it. By saying may, it also implies the exact opposite.
All right, can you just get on with it?
I would like to show you a different video, if I could. One that takes you away to an extraordinary land where dinosaurs walk with men.
Are you somehow making the argument that Mr. Pleats or the video we just saw in court was somehow computer generated? Because if that's where you're going with this, I think we can all agree that is completely preposterous.
I'm not trying to prove that. No.
Hey, great, awesome.
Or, I guess I should say, I may not be trying to prove that. If I may.
Does this movie have any attractive people in it?
What do you mean by attractive?
You know, like hot guys and stuff?
Well, I think it mostly has dinosaurs in it.
Oh god, gross.
Well, they're different species. I'm not
Just
sure.
tell me when the hot guys come on.
There aren't going to be any.
Just tell me, okay?
Okay. Yeah, okay.
Now I want you all to pay close attention to this clip, especially to the dinosaur. Now, I don't expect you to believe that this dinosaur is real.
No. And it's too loud. In real life, it hisses. Like, it's speaking in that way.
Sure, but what I do want to point out is that this movie used two types of special effects to create the T-Rex. Most of the shots were done with an animatronic life-size replica created by Stan Winston Studios, while only roughly 20% of the shots used digital animation created by George Lucas's Industrial Light and Magic. Now, the clip I just showed you was an example of a life-size replica. Are we all in agreement?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Wrong. The clip we just saw was a mix of both practical and digital effects. The first 5 seconds were the life-size replica, and the last 10, after it starts running, were digitally created. Observe.
This was gross.
Oh yeah, it is a little bit different once he starts running.
Ugh, what will they think of next? Those little nerds in their computers.
If you think that's impressive, then you should see what they're doing with video games these days. I've been designing.
Ah! No one wants to hear about your computers, you sad little freak. Ever. Where is this going?
The point is, none of you could tell the difference between an animatronic dinosaur and a computer-generated one.
So, therefore, what? Mr. Pleats was computer generated?
Maybe.
By who? Who would take the time to computer animate Donald Pleats just to frame him as a catnapper?
Hey, catnapping. That's funny. Why has nobody ever used that before?
All I'm suggesting is that it's something to think about.
Is nobody gonna jump on board this catnapping idea? I feel like it could be a thing.
Look, let's think about this. In order to computer animate a completely realistic looking person, something that has never been successfully done before, you would need access to many computers, the best animators in the world, and enough money to pay for it.
I agree. To create something that realistic, you would need George Lucas himself to do it for you.
Yes, exactly.
Boom.
What?
Oh, no.
Give me a picture in the local Sampson County newspaper of the cat's owner, Brad Lucas, standing next to his brother, George.
I didn't know Brad and George Lucas were brothers. I thought it was just a common last name.
Oh, you know what? I think I heard something about this.
No, please don't support this.
No. I read an article in Variety. It said George Lucas wanted to do something new and exciting. I mean, he sold his company for like $1 bajillion. Maybe this is what he's doing now.
You think this is what he's doing now? Really? He's computer animating his brother's neighbors to just in like a cat stealing case?
Hey, I thought we were going with catnapper. That was good, right?
Well, the police guys said that the Lucases hate him, right? Maybe they asked their brother George to help train them. I mean, what else you got to do?
Do you realize how insane that sounds? I mean, do you even know what you just said?
I did kinda, and I don't appreciate your tone. I'm allowed to have an opinion, same as you, smart guy.
Fine.
You're not better than me. I made $300K last year in PR, and I can barely read. Who's a dummy now?
Hey, you know what? There's no need to be uncivil here. Let's just get back to the case. A man's life is at stake.
What you...
In my opinion, okay? Does that make it okay?
No, it really doesn't. Whatever. What about the corroborating witnesses?
There he goes again with his 10th grade English. Got any other big words to show off, like Trindicate or bland campy?
Those are not words.
There he goes again. The nerve.
The neighbors across the street, Mr. and Mrs. Hurwitz, said they heard Donald Pleats say, "My name is Donald Pleats," at some time, and by the time they got to the front yard, saw Mr. Pleats drive away in his car.
That's true. They heard him say, "My name is Noel Pleats," at the same time as he said it in the video.
Hey, are you okay?
Yeah, this happens when I sometimes speak in public. My therapist said that this would be a good experience for me to stand up for myself and speak. So I'm trying to now.
You don't have to speak now if you'd rather.
No! I have something! I can contribute just like you!
Should we take a break?
No! Just shut up! Shut up for a second! I am making an argument! I was going to say that the Lucas' neighbors, Hurwitz, heard Donald Pleats say, "My name is Donald Pleats," at the same time as he said it in the video.
Oh man, that was it. That was a lot of buildup, you know.
Would you stop it already?
What? He didn't really say much, and honestly, I'm not even sure what we're talking about anymore.
That was a very well thought out argument. Thank you for sharing. Thank him, everyone.
Thank you.
So much. Well, to recap, the Hurwitzes said they heard Mr. Pleats say, "My name is Donald Pleats," at exactly 2 o'clock, right?
That's right. He said he looked at his watch and it was 2 o'clock on the knock. Then he and his wife walked from the backyard to the front yard and saw him drive away.
And Mr. Hurwitz said they both got a good look at him.
And the time code on the video clearly said that the time was 2 o'clock, correct?
Maybe they misheard him. Maybe he didn't say, "My name is Donald Pleats." Maybe they mistook it for something else.
Like what?
Well, maybe they heard something like, "Isn't that neat?" Or, "You sure have big feet." He was far enough away, it's possible he misheard.
Yeah, I'm sure someone was yelling, "You sure have big feet." That completely changes this case.
Do we have a diagram of the Hurwitz property? Well, I was just wondering how long it would take someone to walk from the backyard to the front yard, where the Hurwitzes say they saw him. Does anyone know where the house is located?
I thought they said they lived in McKenna County, right off Claremont, right?
Yeah, that's right. I got a cousin who just moved there.
What? Since when?
Oh, I don't know. About 2 weeks ago, Tommy John. I went over Sunday to watch the game.
Tommy John moved to McKenna County and I wasn't invited?
Relax. Well, yeah, it was just a couple of guys.
Oh, I'll relax. Next time you see Tommy John, you let him know we are going to have words.
Oh, you love words, all right.
Sorry, you've been there then, to McKenna County?
Oh, he's been there all right. Him and his little boyfriends building forts and drinking beer. Ask him anything about the neighborhood.
In front of all these people, this is how you act?
Do you remember the distance from the backyard to the front yard?
60 feet, give or take. It's a track community, so the backyards are near identical from one to the next.
Great. So let's say they were in the very front of the backyard. What would you say that is? 40 feet?
Yeah.
But they probably didn't get all the way to the front yard to see him get in his car. So we could say they only traveled, 20 feet before they saw him? Is that fair?
More.
Well, let's see if the Hurwitzes were telling the truth. Let's test it. Here, in this room.
Oh my word, can we? You are wasting our time. Do you know that? Some of us actually have lives, and if it's still only you and French fry guy over there.
Nope. I'm in. I changed my vote.
Oh, come on. I didn't mean to insult you earlier.
Hey! Who says I'm basing my vote off of a petty grudge? His picture of George and Brad Lucas convinced me, okay? I'm not that petty. You stupid smart fart!
About 20 feet from one end of the room to the other. Perfect. So why don't we just see? Two of us can walk from one end to the other and see if it actually took 10 seconds. Does someone volunteer to be Mrs. Hurwitz with me?
Oh! If no one else minds, I've been taking a few improv classes at the Y. Been working on developing a few crazy characters, I have.